Des scénarios exceptionnels, Marc, la soirée va être belle.
Ah, elle va être belle, elle va être belle. Et il va falloir être avec eux jusqu'au bout. Ne les lâchez pas, ne lâchez pas les joueurs. Soyez avec eux, poussez avec eux. Soyez vraiment le 16e, allez, le 24e homme, parce qu'ils sont 23 sur la feuille.
Ah, c'est vrai, c'est vrai.
Faites ce qu'il faut. Faites ce qu'il faut, on compte sur vous, mais je sais que vous êtes là. Je sais, ils le savent aussi, ils savent que vous êtes là. Vous êtes prêts. On va vivre une superbe finale, les conditions sont idéales. Ça va être fantastique. Poussez derrière votre équipe. Soyez forts avec eux, parce qu'ils sont forts ce soir. Ils sont tous forts ce soir. Soyez forts avec eux. Poussez-les. On doit vous entendre tout le temps. Il ne doit pas y avoir de répit. Ça va être superbe. On en a envie, ils en ont envie, tout le monde en a envie. Profitez-en.
C'est la fête du rugby, Marc, ce soir. C'est la fête de tous les rugby. On a vu les Cramos, on a vu le Orange Rugby Challenge, et là, on va voir les pros. Ça va être formidable.
Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, pour ce dernier match de la saison du top 14 qui sacrera son champion de France, la Ligue nationale de rugby. C'est à la proposition de Laura Flessel, ministre des Sports, qui a souhaité que le coup d'envoi de nos plus grandes compétitions nationales soit désormais précédé par la Marseillaise. Aujourd'hui, Omar Hassan, ancien pilier du Stade Toulousain, vainqueur du championnat de France top 14 en 2008, va ce soir nous faire l'immense honneur d'interpréter notre hymne national. Dans quelques instants, c'est un honneur considérable, c'est un extraordinaire chanteur, et vous serez bien sûr avec lui. Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, je vous remercie de vous lever pour la Marseillaise interprétée par Omar Hassan. Et vous?
Allons, enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Contre nous de la tyrannie, l'étendard sanglant est élevé. Entendez-nous dans les campagnes mugives, ces féroces soldats, ils viennent jusque dans nos bras, égorger nos fils, nos compagnes, aux armes citoyens, formez vos bataillons, marchons.
Mesdames, Messieurs, dans la nuit du 26 au 27 mai, au retour de la demi-finale, Racing 92, Castres Olympique, qui se déroulait à Lyon, une trentaine de supporters et licenciés de l'entente Beaucaire-Bellegarde ont été victimes d'un grave accident de la route. En leur honneur, nous vous remercions de vous lever et de respecter une minute de silence. Merci. Finale du top 14, championnat de France 2017-2018 entre le Castres Olympique et le Montpellier Herault Rugby.
The biggest night in French club rugby, Montpellier aiming to become the 27th different club to lift the Brenus. Castres eyeing a 5th title, a fine occasion in a fine venue and a fine referee to preside over it all. Jerome Garces. Contrasting clubs then, contrasting styles, contrasting journeys to this point, but throw all of that out of the window. This is a final. The 2018 top 14 final, Montpellier against Castres. And already, here we see two of the main puppeteers within this game, the kicking game. And I say that with the knowledge that Montpellier top try scorers in the top 14 regular season, of course. But the kicking game of both sides, so very, very important tonight. And Cockett and Pinard right at the forefront of that.
Yeah, they certainly are. Two ex-teammates of mine at the Sharks. We used to all play together. Not a lot of love lost between the two of them, but their kicking game, both players, going to be so important. Montpellier do play a lot of territory, but they score a lot of tries as well. Don't play much rugby in their own half. This man, Franz Stein, loves carrying ball.
Minimal changes for both, as you would expect from their semi-final appearances. Capo Ortega coming in. Vassal breaking his ankle in that cast second row. Alex Tulu in at 8 for Vaipulu. Only a solitary change on the Montpellier bench. Replacement hooker Roffanak. 554 caps in this starting 15 for Montpellier. 66 for Castres. 28 of those caps in the form and a huge form of Nandolo. 4 tries in the last 4 games, including that semi-final. First penalty goes to Montpellier.
Yeah, lovely little half break there from Aaron Cruden. He knew the penalty advantage was coming. For an offside there, Capo Ortega, the man singled out. You're right, you talk about the caps, the differential between the international caps of the Montpellier team. This man, Ruben Pinard, is going to be so crucial. Looks like he's going to take a shot at goal early on. And his goal kicking has been absolutely formidable this year. He's kicked his last 17 kicks at goal. He was 100% in the semi-final. He's the man that really controls things for this Montpellier team. Penalty going against Capo Ortega there for not rolling away quick enough in the tackle. Threw his hands in the air. Got to move quicker, mate.
He's a Castres man through and through. Capo Ortega will bring plenty of heart and fight, and that's epitomised Castres' route to this final. They need a little bit more than that tonight, though. Pinard 7 from 7 in the semi-final, 4 conversions, 3 penalties. Already 34 points against Castres this season. 17 in the home and away games. Both victories for Montpellier. "17 in a row, did you say?"
Yeah, it's amazing as a commentator when you give a player the big up and he just lets you down. He's been striking the ball beautifully, as Ruben Pinard. That was probably the ugliest kick of his career, and it just does show you what a final can potentially do to even the most experienced players in terms of striking a ball, understanding that was a straightforward kick in Ruben Pinard's abilities. Pressures of finals do different things to players. The Castres team, let's not forget 2013, they beat a Toulon team and no one gave them a chance of winning that game either, did they?
Reached the final a year later as well, Castres. Their last appearance in the final for Montpellier. This only their second appearance in a top 14 final. 2011, the last time they were here at the culmination of the season. Jesse Mock, the Australian, just got it all wrong, didn't he? Ruined Pinard with that kick. But a man of his experience, we've seen that in a Springbok shirt, in a Sharks, a Natal Shark shirt, an Ulster shirt, he will put that behind him very, very quickly. With a big Jetta, great chase from Mock, and Benjamin Fall as well. Line-out will be with Montpellier.
Yeah, you talk about putting poor kicks behind you. Well, that's a world-class kick there from Ruben Pinard, right on the money. Deliberately shaped it towards that touchline, but then you're relying on your chasers, Jesse Mogg, Benjamin Fall as well, both in there, manhandling Uda Pajeta over the touchline. He's a fiery, feisty little customer, is Ben Uda Pajeta. It's going to be interesting to see both sets of halfbacks, the control and composure of Pinard and Cruden against the flair and the feistiness of Cockett and Uda Pajeta.
Compizu, welcome to the top 14 final. A couple of South African lads, Bismarck and Yannick Duplessis. Louis Picamol was there as well. You see the injuries from Montpellier from our host broadcaster. Elliot Hooker, Jacques Duplessis, of fine season for the flanker. Jakub Kamara, of course, the young flanker. So look at the brains, Shafin Bass, Vern Cotter, Alex King and Nathan Hines will be rather expert water boys down there. Richie Gray as well doesn't get too much of the plaudits, the breakdown specialist work with the Springboks himself. We were talking about that kicking game. Montpellier do kick out of hand a huge amount. And you couple that, of course, with Cash, who returned the ball so well. A great running back through Dumora, Battler and David Smith, of course.
Yeah, just looking at the stats, obviously Montpellier kick more in open play than anyone else. They're averaging 24 kicks a game, but when you're playing against Castres, as you said, Julian Dumora, he's made more meters than anyone else in the top 14, so you kick loosely, it's going to be dangerous against Castres.
To Mopiao. Referee Garces says play on. Claim for crossing there. Rallier. No Jody Jenica, of course, red carded in the barrage game. Possibly will miss his carry, Jody Jenica. Uda Pajeta. Kotzik. Slid through from Compizu. Pinard. Now it's Montpellier's turn not to roll away. Pinard missed with his first one, and they get both teams from the ground have their options as well, don't they? Pinard with those shorter range kicks, and then Fran Steyn, who can whack them over from pretty much his own try line. And again with Castres you have Uda Pajeta, and Rory Cockett takes a slightly longer range run as well. It's Uda Pajeta who's lining this one up, it's well within his range. Will Castres get the first points?
Yeah, he's been kicking reasonably well this year. Uda Pajeta, 77% in the top 14. He's the second top point scorer, as you can see, in the top 14 this year. He's had a fantastic season. He's fiery. He's the heartbeat of everything that's good about Castres, and sometimes everything that's bad as well. But he's here in the final, and goal kicking in these tense occasions, so crucial. In a very similar position where Ruben Pinard missed his first attempt.
And you would know, having played in a fair few Premiership finals yourself. "14 points in the semi-final, only missed one that night." See the pressure get to Pinard. It's not got to Uda Pajeta. Castres have first blood in the top 14 final.
Yeah, lovely little offload there from Rallier. It just gets them ahead, and it's Bismarck Duplessis who gets stuck in the tackle. There's the attack off the line out, potential caution there. As Demora came short, Montpellier goes round the back. There's just a little tip-on from Herault that gets their noses through the contact area and a couple of metres over the line. And Bismarck Duplessis doesn't roll away quick enough. And the 3-0 to Castres.
Cap Ortega, using all of his size and strength there, was under huge amounts of pressure. He is a big man. Former captain of Uruguay, 39 caps. Cockett. Busy old time in the semi-final, didn't he, Rory Cockett? 13 tackles for the scrum half. And they made a few, didn't they? Camped down in their own line against Racing. 92, a performance of true heart, passion and team spirit as we come to know, love and respect from Castres over the last few years. Many years, in fact.
Yeah, it was a classic Castres performance, wasn't it? Face of adversity against a Racing team that were expected to win, but absolutely tackled everything that came in front of them. Some interesting decision-making situations from Racing towards the end of the game. They played into Castres' hands, but they're here in the final now and write them off at your peril.
Valença. Try scorer in their semi-final. First side to score 40 points in a top 14 semi-final. I thought you're waving your hand in front of me, Goody. Guess you're signalling a hand in there from Castres. Couldn't agree with you more. There's definitely a hand from a Castres player there. I think that's what Louis Picamol is discussing. And here comes the big long ranger, the long cannon.
Yeah, I love that. Obviously Louis Picamol, captain, looks at his first choice kicker, Ruben Pienaar, who's not too short. Frans Steyn though, he will step up and try and take any kick. This is a little 9-iron for him, but just see the offloading game there. It's slapped down with one hand. Butler, isn't it? Big carries going in, big power game in France. But two of the biggest teams here in the final as well. What I love about Frans Steyn though, he's not bothered about where the kick is if it's in his own half. He'll go up to every captain he's ever played under. So I've got the skip. Let's see if he can bring them level.
Like he did in the semi-final. Got the penalty, as he's done in the final as well. And we're all square.
Yeah, what a strike that is from Frans Steyn. Cannon of a right boot there, absolutely walloped it. Still on the rise as it went through the posts. Really true strike. That'll just remind Castres that they can't give any penalties away in and around that halfway line or even just inside Montpellier's half, because that man can strike a ball like no one else.
But he's had to dig his heels in this season. Jake White, of course, a favourite. Of him in terms of people coaching him. Jesse Mogg will be sent back. But he's had a superb season as Frans Steyn. The ball in hand. Of course, we know, and we saw there, what a great kicker he is. Not only from the tee, but from the hand as well. It's passed back into the 22, Pienaar to Mogg. Mogg goes straight to touch, and therefore we'll have a Castres line out in line with where Jesse Mogg kicked the ball. Big mistake from Jesse Mogg.
Yeah, he's gone for the bleach as well. Is that a big mistake? Obviously taken back into 22. This gives Castres the platform now to launch their driving game.
So anybody needs to take hair tips from you, Goody. Compizu. Bit of freedom. And Castres do have the ball. Andolo is there to meet the outside centre. Roy Cockett now. Jelosh, young man, young local man, announced in the French development squad alongside Babilo. in the main French squad for next season. Rudy Pigetta to Montpellier. Compizu. Dumora just couldn't take the pass. We were playing advantage anyway. Montpellier in at the side, and it will be another penalty. Castres side who have the worst discipline in terms of giving penalties away. They're the team that are getting the penalties in the opening 14 minutes of this final, and another very kickable opportunity here as well.
Yeah, as I said, it all came from that line-out drive. Bit of side entry gave them the advantage, and they just probed, didn't they? Just looking for that opening. Combizu, couple of touches. He eventually gets to the outside, makes an outside break, gets outside Bismarck Duplessis, but unfortunately for him, the big fella steps in off the wing. Nandolo puts his ribs into next week. The offload goes to deck, but they did have an advantage. Now the Pigetta will have the chance to put them 6-3 up.
We even come back to the Jesse Mogg mistake, don't we? Sort of set the line-up up. Rudy Pigetta straight and true. He has been right in the mood in the last few weeks, as have Castres, and it seems like well and truly turned up in this final as well, even as underdogs.
Yeah, you just see there Nandolo just waiting for Bismarck Duplessis to get across and make the tackle. And at the last minute has to step in. Only puts half an arm in there, but he certainly let Combizu know not to come down his channel again. Brilliant kick-off there from Pinard, right by the touchline.
Replied well by David Smith though. Bismarck Duplessis has got in there, turn that ball over, and it's Pinard feeding Willemse. Not many heavier and bigger in those heavy traffic situations than the big second row. Cruden to Stain, tried to just get one out of the back. It didn't work out, and Combizu kicks forward. Pinard is back there, hesitates to pass to Jesse Mogg this time. And Castres again in the Montpellier half.
Yeah, this is suiting Castres, isn't it? Putting loads of pressure on this Montpellier attacking team. Cruden with a little error then. Then the hack through from Combizu. Ruben Pinard does really well to get back there against the speedsters, and then just slices one off his left boot, but luckily for him it finds touch. Again, it's the errors from Montpellier. And that aggressive line speed from Castres, the doggedness to fight for absolutely everything. That's given them field position. And another penalty advantage now.
That's semi-final Lyon, the grandstand. With a home game for Lyon, but it was so accurate, wasn't it? Detail was superb. This is a shot to nothing for Castres. Jesse Mogg as well, but the arm was up. It's another penalty. And they will take these all day long.
Yeah, decent take there from Jesse Mogg, but they were playing advantage. The penalty's gone against Galitier in the line out again. Just see making a bit of contact there with Babio. Can't touch a jumper while they're in the air at all. He knows it as well, a little grimace on his face. It's a pretty straightforward penalty for the back row, second row jumper. Whoever you are, they all know you can't lay a finger at all on the jumper once he's caught it in the air. It's just these little errors that are creeping in from Montpellier. The big occasion, a lot of pressure on them. People talking about them as huge favourites going into this game. They've been first or second in the league all year, haven't they? 21 weeks out of 26 in top spot makes you huge favourites, but as I said before, finals can do funny things to people. And Castres have got a bit of experience in the final over the last few years.
They're third in the past 6 years, and that is beginning to just show for now. Take a 6-point lead. Rudy Pigetta. Very nice indeed. 17 points in the barrage, 14 in the semi-final. Already 9 here tonight for Benjamin Rugby-Pizzetta. Tweaked his kicking start in the off-season. Roman Tule, one of the skills coaches at Castres, was kicking like an absolute drain at the beginning of the season. 47%. Rory Cockett was doing a little bit of kicking at that point, but he's raised it right back up now. Rugby-Pizzetta up to 77%. What really matters in this game, he's 3 from 3.
Yeah, if you're going to learn off anyone at Castres, it's going to be Roman Tule, isn't it? Another error there from Montpellier. Just go back to Roman Tule. They played against him a few times. Absolute machine of a kicker. One of the strangest techniques I've ever seen, but it worked for him. Fantastic kicker.
Là derrière.
Just
Non, derrière les pieds.
feel a little edgy at the moment, Montpellier. Bookmakers have made them heavy favourites. Most people have made them heavy favourites for tonight. Doesn't bother Castres though. Toulouse favourites against them in the barrage. Racing were favourites against them in the semi-final. And again, a small mistake that they just simply didn't make in the semi-finals. And one of their big players, one of their World Cup winners.
Yeah, they've got a few of those as well, haven't they?
Oh, c'est bon.
Rory Cockett just coming over to tell his ex-teammate, tell the referee about Franz Stein leading with the elbow. Just going back to Montpellier, there we go. Rory Cockett, what are you talking about there? You dropped your head into a tackle. Yes, he's knocked it on, but he's not scared of a word to a referee, is he, Rory Cockett? But just going back to the experience of Montpellier. 5 World Cup winners, Aaron Cruden, Yarni and Bismarck Duplessis, Franz Stein there with the knock-on, and Ruben Pinard. So a lot of experience. As you said earlier, Johnny, 554 caps against 66, but well, that doesn't matter when you come to a final, and Castres are really well composed at the minute. It's Montpellier making the errors.
Just chasing the ball, are they, Castres? That defensive line is working really well. The line out is functioning well, and they're just allowing Montpellier to make the mistakes. And at the moment, as we go into the second quarter of this game, they've been plentiful, those mistakes.
Yeah, these finals are often cagey, aren't they? Especially in the top 14.
Laissez les sauteurs en l'air, laissez les sauteurs en l'air.
Just everything, the way the game's going at the minute, is really suiting Castres, the underdog. The longer it goes on, the more errors that Montpellier make, the more they'll start to question themselves as well.
Loic Jacquet. Over 240 appearances in top 14 rugby, knows his way around French League rugby. Rallier started this game well. Had to play second fiddle to Jody Jenica, who's a big favourite of Christoforios. Brought him over from Iona alongside Anwan Tichet, the loose head. New vice captain this season, a 24-year-old with Robert Everson. Cap Ortega has the armband tonight. Cockett, and this will go high. Butler gets an arm in there. Galatier. Ujago. Again, it's bobbling around there for Montpellier. Galatier done all the hard work. Hold of the ball. See how that's what Montpellier need to do. Just hold of the ball for a while, for some phases.
Yeah, that's the issue. Absolutely no need to force it from in around your own 22. Butler does really well there, gets up above Ruben Pinard. Then they win the ball back. You see it here, rides the tackle, keeps his legs driving through. Double hit comes. Then there's the offload onto Ouedraogo, who in turn tries to offload and they knock it on, and that's just symptomatic of these first 23 minutes. Handling errors from Montpellier, bit of discipline as well. It just keeps playing into the hands of this Castres team. Nathan Hines ran on with a message then. Rory Cockett looked at him as if to say, what are you doing? It's all going on out there.
We chat with Nathan Hines this week. A passing word to enjoy the occasion. Yeah, of course I will. Enjoy everything I do. You can believe that. Always a smile on his face. The Australian born Scotland international. Simply had a word with Gerard out. Described this week as the best of weeks. Riding on a wave. Indeed they are. Winning 5 of their last 6. The late run, which is so very Castres. Big scrum from Montpellier. Sensed it as well and get the penalty. And Dolo, he's not very far off his wing, but you don't often see him coming in applauding his forwards. It was a big scrum. Psychologically, they needed that Montpellier, you feel.
Yeah, they certainly did. They needed a spark, didn't they? It's been going against them, and making errors. When you talk about making errors, then Frans Steyn tries to pull out an absolute howitzer and misses touch.
Pinard for Steyn. Went for broke, didn't he? Saw it coming off his boot. Who's either going to be incredible. That was going to be the end result. Uda Bujeta picks up his own ball. Inside the 10. Anthony Gelange. Rory Cockett again is there or thereabouts having a word with the referee. Have to make an attempt to move away.
Yeah, you certainly do. Obviously a little chip kick came in from Uda Bujeta, looking to the touchline as well. He felt he was taken out. You do just have to clear that zone of 10-metre radius. Gelange stayed in the zone and then received the offload as well.
Hubert, remets le compteur à 0 là.
Yeah, they've obviously already said they're going for posts here.
Si, y en a un qui me dit.
Bit of a breakdown between Louis Picamol and Jerome Garces. He felt that someone said they're going for goal. Probably that man, Frans Steyn, probably telling Louis Picamol, I've got this. Shaking his head, but the determination of Frans Steyn. If he strikes it anything like he struck the last one, this will certainly have the distance.
Lucky in reality, really, after the missed kick to touch from Steyn. Can he make amends here? As you say, well within his range. Just didn't quite get the coordinates right.
Well, there's a signal pretty clear from Frans Steyn telling Jerome Garces he's going for posts before Louis Picamol, the captain, has come over to confirm that that's what he wanted. He's still shaking his head, isn't he? Not sure whether that's the disappointment of the strike, just missing left. It was a cracking strike, just the radar was out ever so slightly. It is a bit of a kick tennis game at the minute, isn't it? Another error coming though, this time Ruben Pinard straight out from the kick back there, and these errors are really mounting up for Montpellier. The pressure on big-time players like Frans Steyn, like Ruben Pinard. We haven't seen Nandolo with ball in hand yet, have we? He's made a couple of tackles, but everything that's been so good about Montpellier this season isn't coming to fruition in this final.
We often say, to answer this, you can also absorb one mistake, but if you mistake upon mistake, really does hurt you as a team, and that's what Montpellier are doing at the moment. Compounding the issue by continual mistakes. Again, that's first phase move. They like to score off first phase. Castres, both these sides do this. Toulouse been able to share the workload. I could say the word with Vaipula this season. So that depth of this squad has been a big part of what Gerard and Christopher have been doing. Montpellier just so keen, over-keen, too eager to get their hands on the ball. Give the penalty away.
And what they're doing is they're backing up error after error and compounding them with another one. So here, just watch Benjamin fall. He makes the tackle, then they counter-ruck. He gets back to his feet there, but then he loses his footing. There, play the ball on the floor. One of the most basic rules in rugby. You're on the floor, you cannot play the ball on the deck. And that's just symptomatic of these first 29 minutes from Montpellier. There's all the Castres boys on the bench, the non-playing players.
Cabanati there, Alexander Bias. That is recovered from cancer. What amazing occasion this would be for him if Castres come away. Jody Jenica as well in there. Rudy Pigetta. Second only to Ben Botico-Vina. There's a point scored this season, but he is doing it in the final. 4 from 4 for Castres. 4 from 4 for Benjamin Rudy Pigetta.
Yeah, a wonderful strike again. Rudy Pigetta, but you look at teams and you look at their leaders. And you go to the very top, Vern Cotter. Fantastic career at Clermont as head coach, but his record in finals wasn't great. Getting them to finals, getting them to finish top of the league in the top 14, outstanding, which is what Montpellier have done. Sometimes that creeps down into your team. And Vern Cotter, his record of finals played and finals won, it's not a very good percentage. And I don't know what the percentage is exactly. But Montpellier, who haven't won a top 14, got to the final in 2011. This is their Everest, isn't it? This is an expectation this year with the money spent, the way they played throughout the season. And Castres, this gnarly team that have come through the barrage. And away win at Toulouse. That man as their head coach, Christophe Rios, loves a scrap. And we've seen that on the side of the field, haven't we, previously?
Literally.
That's what Castres are doing, scrapping for absolutely everything. Pressure on Montpellier now.
See the knockout record for Montpellier. Runners up 2011. 2012. Lost in the barrage 13 as well. Semi-final in 2014. That was a loss to Castres, in fact. Semi-final loss as well in 2016 to Toulon. Lost in the barrage last year to Racing at home. In terms of Vern Cotter, reached the final in his first year at Clermont 2007. Was the first of 4 finals in a row, eventually winning it in 2010. So 25% was your answer to your question. It seems like an hour ago now, Goody, since you last stopped talking anyway. Bismarck du Plessis. Great occasion, isn't it? Always is the top 14 final. Stade de France in Paris, packed full of passionate French supporters, and they absolutely love their rugby. Two sides come up from the south to the capital city.
Here's what the penalty's for there. Just see Rory Cockett going off his feet, trying to claim he wasn't touching the ball, but had an adverse effect on the attack. And you hope now for Ruben Pinar's sake, a fairly straightforward kick in front of the sticks from about 35 out. Just calm the nerves a little bit here, Montpellier. Talk about their attacking game, and Mandolo scored 19 tries in 19 top 14 games this year. He hasn't touched the ball yet. 33 minutes in, your best attacking weapon hasn't touched the ball in attack.
Well, that first kick seems so long ago now, still be in the mind of Ruben Pienaar. No is the answer. Pienaar makes it a 6-point game.
Yeah, I'll be much happier with that strike, Ruben Pienaar. But if you watch the flight of the ball there, it started to fade to the right, didn't it? And having had the experience of missing a few kicks in finals, even though that one's gone through, he'll just remember that little fade as it's gone through the posts. That's the sort of thing that plays with your mind as a goal kicker. And with the nervousness of Montpellier at the minute, the errors that they're making might just creep in later in the game.
Why did it fade to the right? Why does it fade to the right?
If I knew that, I'd be a top-class goal kicking coach, Johnny.
Well, you were. He's a goal kicker. Much prefer to have you alongside anyway. You know, the tracksuit.
I'm not sure the old tracksuit would fit anymore, to be honest, but you just talk about why it faded. He just fell off the ball. That means when your weight's not gone through it clearly, it just falls to the right, pushes to the right a little bit. Just seeing clips of Rory Cockett now, always talking, always cheering up his team. He's the barometer of this Castres team in terms of energy, in terms of the fight. He'll love nothing more than trying to get one over his old teammate. Rory Cockett and Ruben Pienaar at the Sharks together. Ruben Pienaar always got the shirt when he wanted it at scrum half. Sometimes had to play 10 with Rory Cockett at 9, but when it came down to it, it was always Ruben Pienaar getting picked ahead of Cockett.
I suspect Rory Cockett didn't enjoy that much. Over double the amount of time in the Montpellier 22, the Montpellier, the team that finished top of the top 14 in the regular season, of course, was spent in the Castres 22. That may change here, but Pienaar's kickers charged down Compizu, who seems like there's about 3 or 4 of them out there tonight. Chit waits, Capo Ortega waits, it's Peter Dumura, fullback, who just drops it in behind Nandolo. Sublime kick from hand. Nandolo can't stay on his feet, and it rather sums up the Montpellier effort in this first half.
It sums up the Montpellier effort, but also the Castres effort as well. Perfect kick there from Dumura. He's got about 2 yards to bounce it over Nandolo, and then you see the slip as well. But you just talk about energy in a team. Doesn't seem to be a massive amount of energy coming out of this Montpellier team at the minute. Half a yard off the pace. They get the turnover. Ruben Pienaar has his kick charge down, and the line out as well there. Just backing up error after error. And they're all looking around. Louis Picamol as captain, having a look at who slapped the ball back. Ruben Pienaar as well. It just builds, doesn't it? Is that an overthrow? Is it a mistimed lift? It's a combination of everything, and what happens is it's giving perfect field position and opportunity back to Castres.
Get one hand to it. Often get both.
Pas le ballon, les gars. Pas le ballon.
Body language is huge in finals. Energy. Just talking about what you perceive your body language to be and what the opposition are looking at. This Montpellier team are in shock here. It's as if they expected to rock up and win comfortably, but playing as a Castres team, they're in a dogfight. This is what Castres do to teams week in, week out in the top 14. It can't be a surprise.
There's too much rugby intellect there for it to be a surprise to Montpellier. This is how Castres, they squeeze every last ounce of energy and ability and fight and effort out of their side. They've been doing it for years. Cockett from Montpellier at the moment. Castres dominated this first 40 minutes and not out of sight at the moment. Score here. And the slope of that hill they have to climb in the second half. Gets steeper and steeper. Dumora! Julian Dumora in the final. In those championship minutes before half-time, Castres have come up with a sucker punch.
Yeah, an outstanding finish there from Julian Dumora. He makes more metres than anyone in the top 14, but it comes again from that Montpellier Herault, gifting Castres the field position. And then they make the break down the short side. It's Ouedraogo who gets skinned by Dumora there. Just watch that, bounces off his left, gets outside. Nothing that Nandolo can do there. Well, you talk about how to finish a half, you talk about how the first half has gone. So many errors from Montpellier. Castres profiting off every little error that Montpellier produced. None more so than in, as you said, Johnny, the championship minutes just before half-time to give them a healthy lead.
This for a 13-point lead. To Bajetta to make it the full 7 points, and he will use the full allocated time. He hasn't looked like missing all half, and he doesn't miss with the conversion as well. What a try. What a moment to score the try.
Yeah, perfect timing, and it was that man, De Bajetta. He was in the boot looking for a drop goal. Rory Cockett fed to that short side. First of all, it was Alex Toulou with a little hit up, and then Dumora saw it with Combazou. Now Montpellier have got to find a way to fight themselves back into this game.
Dumora found the space to leave with a kick over the top of Nandolo and scores the try. And Rory Cockett puts that ball out, and a half that possibly nobody expected. Castres with the lead with that try late at the death of this first half, and then they who have a 19 points to 6 lead and going into half-time. We'll dissect all of that with Olivier Zapp and Hugo Southwell in a moment or two.
Oui, avec Thomas Combazou, vous avez réussi à prendre le score assez largement dans cette première période.
So they certainly look far more battle-hardened, don't they, Castres, in that first 40 minutes. You remember that Montpellier had a few weeks off before they played their semi-final, straight through, of course, the top two teams in the top 14.
L'ambiance doit toujours être là, on doit toujours vous entendre. Soyez derrière votre équipe.
Spoke to the management before that semi-final. Had really hard training sessions, and again Vern Cotter has spoken this week about the physicality of Castres. He knew what was coming. He also said had to be at 100% to come through with a win in this game. They are certainly not 100% at the moment. Huge lead for Castres with that try right at the end of the first half. And another point worth noting, 12 league points divided these two. Montpellier top of the lot at the end of the regular season, Castres 6th.
Yeah, it must have been a huge team talk for Vern Cotter. He spoke last week. He said he wouldn't revolutionise their game this week in the final. Well, they need to revolutionise something. That first half performance, their worst of the season. Got to produce some magic now to win it in this second half.
Huge 40 minutes for Montpellier. This group want to do something that has never been done before. Montpellier being crowned champions of France. Castres have done it before. Dumoulin. Well, they're just being hunted down, aren't they?
Yes, great line speed from Castres in defence as well. Combazou that time. Flying up to make the hit. Something that Montpellier don't do. They don't play a lot out of their own half, so the longer this goes on with the deficit, if it stays at this, they're going to have to play more rugby than they used to. Which takes them out of their comfort zone. This is more about the Montpellier than we know, though.
Very good, good play from Benjamin Fall and Louis Picmol as well to drive right through the middle of that ruck to clear it out. Nandolo and Valimsa, two of their huge runners, with ball in hand in the opening minutes of this second half. Janse van Rensburg. Cruden. Mark shaped a kick off that left boot. Tackle by Kotze. Ball is there for Margaret. Tulu has got other ideas. Counter ruck and then Castres with a penalty. Second half picked up from where the first half left off.
Just have a look at Rory Cockett, pumping his fists, cheering. He knows how much that means to them. Montpellier threw a lot at them then. I'll tell you what, you talk about David against Goliath battles. Talk about Nandolo against Armand Butler. Butler made the tackle. I love that. You see Rory Cockett tried to steal a couple of metres thinking I might go for goal. Duran Garces straight over, boots the ball back. He doesn't endear himself to referees very well, does he? Rory Cockett. What he does do is work exceptionally hard for his team. Gets their energies pumping. He starts it with the counter ruck. Do they go off their feet? Well, yes, they do, but penalty eventually goes against Montpellier. Look at him pumping his fists, cheering in the faces of that Montpellier team. And now, brilliant kick from Julien Demora to find touch deep into Montpellier's 22.
They're using the long-range boots of their fullback. Now to their hooker. Good line-out drive and quickly gets round to Rallier, who came round really quickly to hooker, just in case that happened to Montpellier. It's being held up, amongst others, by Dumoulin, taking it into the ruck. Big play for Montpellier. Dumoulin and then Nandolo as well. Pick them up. Scrum down to Montpellier.
Yeah, I love that from Peckham. Just trying to claim it at the end that it was all him. It wasn't. Cruden was in there. He's not a big man, Cruden, is he? Got underneath with Dumoulin as well. Trying to target that 10-12 zone. Forced the turnover, they've got it. It's too early to chase the game now for Montpellier from deep in their own half, but those little nagging thoughts will come into your head. Do we have a go here? And that potentially could force more errors. It's way too deep, way too early in the second half to think that way up with a 13-point deficit. But the longer this clock ticks on, the more errors that Montpellier make, the more energy that Castres get in their defensive game, forcing turnovers. We'll see the barometer. That is Rory Cockett chirping away all game, all second half.
Only 4 losses in the last 12 games for Montpellier, off the back of round 6 of Europe. In a very hot streak of form, and they get the penalty at the scrum as well. That is one area, isn't it? Saw in the last 5 minutes of that first half and in the beginning of this second 40, Montpellier winning penalties at scrum time. It's about their only gain on Castres at the moment.
Yeah, just seen some clips there of their defensive efforts. They've been relentless, haven't they? Line speed, physicality. Look at that one there. Nandolo's been running through people for fun all year in the top 14. Armand Butler, probably the smallest player on the field. Gone low, perfect technique, drags him down. A lot of finals are about heart. Castres have got plenty of it at the minute.
And the psychology, top level sport is always fascinating, and it always plays such a huge part. And it will be so interesting to see how this plays out mentally. Now, not driving more has played out the way the majority of this game has played out so far. The way of the team in white, the little brothers to Toulouse.
Well, they're big brothers right now to Toulouse. They knocked them out, didn't they?
Beaten them 3 times this season, home and away in the regular season, and of course in the barrage.
Yeah, you could just hear Ruben Pinard at the time that driving war was going. Just saying that they changed their mind. Little cheeky slap down there from 2 ex-teammates Bismarck Duplessis on Rory Cockett. Finally Montpellier have got a turnover.
The biggest players in this Montpellier side.
Avantage en avant.
The Pinards, the Staines, the Picamol. All made mistakes, uncharacteristic mistakes. Where's this one going to mount? Stain snaffles it up. Came off the shoulder of Dumoulin. Wasn't able to turn his body in the air. If that did happen, it would bounce back the way of his side, but then Pinard's pass goes behind 4 players. He knew the penalty was coming though.
I'll tell you what, looking at this Montpellier team at the minute, no matter what's been said at half-time, they still seem to be looking at each other for someone to do something. Someone create a bit of spark, a bit of energy, a bit of life. Ruben Pinard just slowing the ball down at the back of the base of the rucks, waiting for someone to take control when they've got Aaron Cruden at 10. He's got to be more vociferous, he's got to take control. Just run operations. Be barking at his players. Asking Nandolo, come off your wing, get on my shoulder. You need your best players touching the ball as frequently as possible. Still in a bit of a daze, Montpellier. Maybe they'll spark something from this scrum.
There's a change in the middle of that scrum. Martin Rallier off the field, 16. Kevin Firmin, 25-year-old, formerly of Toulouse. Brought in to replace Brice Mack, you may remember him. Very combative hooker. Thought Rallier was playing really well.
Flexion.
Yeah, he was abrasive. Worked really hard in the defensive walls as well.
Perhaps it's for this area of the scrum that Montpellier had been on the front foot. Cock-up is all over Pinard there. We've already spoken about that battle at 9. Valimpsa. This is such a contrast from Montpellier's semi-final performance. Cruden, you're totally at one, totally on the same page. Pinard uses that short side again for Picamol. Capo Ortega slices the big number 8 down, and Butler takes the ball, it squirted out. Had a feeling it was illegally done. Laura Cardona, the assistant referee on the near side, and then Ruben Pinard said to the referee, it's been done all day long. Hands in the ruck. You get away with what you can get away with.
Yeah, you certainly try, and real interesting call now here for Montpellier. Do they go for posts? I think you probably have to take the points, but then not, they go into the corner, and it's not a particularly good kick. Just trying to think about going for post. Ruben Pinard's missed one, a horrible duck hook in the first half from a similar position. The line out hasn't functioned that well either in that first half. They're certainly backing it now though.
Over half an hour left in the game. Spoke about that psychology. That's a really interesting call. Trying to work it infield. Jacquet has done well to disrupt it initially, and then Tidjet. Montpellier coming though, driving. At the very least they'll have a penalty with Drago. Can't keep hold of it. Penalty, Montpellier. In at the side, Castres. A crack's beginning to appear.
Well, here's the thing now for Montpellier. Once you've gone once, you've got to go twice. Got to go to the corner again now. Bismarck Duplessis wants the ball. Penalty coming against. I think his hands on Tichit. Just comes in at the side there. He's given away the most penalties in the top 14 this season with 28. And you can see why.
That's the loose head under the bus.
And he's missed the second most tackles in the top 14 as well, so he's doing well to get picked in the final.
Little short one. Nadiashvili pick him up. Somehow Kotzi has stopped it with Jacquet as well. Another penalty here. They're coming round the side, Castres. They know just how important this moment is. It's huge. Cruden goes high, goes very, very high. Benjamin Fall to Jesse Mark. So good in the air, Benjamin Fall. With so much rugby at fullback. Told to let go now. Cruden in at 9. Bismarck Duplessis trying to use that power, use that strength. Valimpsa. Montpellier growing with every carry here. Namdolo marshaled by 2, if not 3 Castres tacklers, then it's stay. Gelon trying to turn that ball over, it's still there. Bismarck Duplessis. Looked like Rupigetta was offside. Pienaar knocks it on. Would certainly look like it. Again they go slightly wider, Montpellier. Tie from Jelunch. Guletier. So much going on out there. Valimpsa, will he take it on himself? He leaves it for the scrum half. Stay, straightens. Tulu is there to meet him. Space on that short side is there. Again they go with the one-out runner. Montpellier. Advantage again. Namdolo. Has he put it against the base of the post? Still playing advantage anyway. Suspect it would be a yellow card as well. So many infringements here. Great advantage being played by the referee. Benjamin Fall is snaffled by Dumora. And there's a card coming as well. And it's finally bubbled over. Always going to. It's a French final.
Yeah, it certainly was, and the frustration of Montpellier's first half performance, and then hammering at the Castres line there. There's about 14 penalties given away by Castres. That's where the frustration builds. You just saw Ruben Pienaar every time. Rupigetta gave about 10 of those penalties away himself, flying off his feet, coming in at the side of Rux. It'll be interesting to see now who goes to the bin, but certainly is feisty. We've seen a bit of a fight back here from Montpellier.
On est proche à une de but. Je laisse avantage sur avantage. Il y a beaucoup trop de fautes, hein. Notamment le 4 2 fois au sol qui joue la main. D'accord. Il y a le 9, il y a le 10 qui est hors jeu. D'accord. Donc le 4. Hein. 4.
Jacquet. Yellow carded. Like so many professional fouls in there. Is there a question for a second yellow?
No, you can only give one first up. What he said was,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but there was a number of penalties. He said I was playing advantage after advantage, and then eventually the one I'm giving it for is against Loic Jacquet. But that now changes the psyche of Jerome Garces. Number of penalties there that Pujetta could have gone to the bin. He gave a couple away at least. He's picked out low at Jacquet. I suppose the hard job was for Garces to think, who did he sin bin? Because it could have been a number of them. But that now depowers this Castres scrum as well, ever so slightly. And Montpellier, that's one area they've had the upper hand in this game, especially in the second half. Two sides to attack from, sticking Mandolo at first receiver and just saying score.
Certainly have the upper hand now, and drive it on. Penalty again. Picamar once more. Penalty try. It was the one area. It was the one area that Montpellier could go to in this game. They turned down the opportunity at 3 points twice. That was the third occasion, and they come away with an automatic 7 points, and it is game on in this top 14 final.
Yeah, it certainly is game on, but one question of Jerome Garces: if it's a penalty try, should there be another yellow card? For me, there should be. It's a professional foul. You pick out any one of that front row. If you're given a penalty try, you've got to give another yellow card. Doesn't matter, you've just given one away. And you just see the fight back in Montpellier. Gone back to basics, their scrum, their power there. And they're right to turn down those 3 points, Johnny.
In the end, they've come away with a full 7. Took them some time though. Still plenty of time left in this game. It's a ball. Montpellier will have to get that ball out, they know it. Compizou again.
Hey, outstanding work from him. He's led the line speed, he's led the physicality in defence. This time he picks out Louis Picamol. Louis Picamol doesn't carry that ball back with a massive amount of energy. He's upright, just watch this. Compizou gets underneath him, holds him up. A little bit of help coming in from Babio as well. And as you see, once Jerome Garces has shouted more, they can just lie in there. And we saw that fist pump again from Rory Cockett. Straight to Ruben Pinart, trying to rile his ex-teammate up. Jerome Garces just asking Castres to hurry up, setting this scrum. They know they've got 7 minutes to try and see out now. Before Jacquet comes back.
Worth noting, Butler made the try initially, held on to the ankles of Picamar. Tulu has done well to give it to that man who's done so much brilliant defensive work off his right wing. Cockett, Jesse Mogwai out there on that right hand side, claiming the knock on from the Castres scrum half. Jenosh, one of this new breed of Castres players, along with Babilo. With Pujetta, he's wide with a drop goal. Right idea?
Yeah, definitely. 6 point lead. You've got someone in the bin. You're struggling to get momentum in attack. Straight in front of the sticks. It's the right option, just slightly missed. As you can see, that left post. Had it gone over though, I think Montpellier might have had a little moan perhaps about a potential little knock on from Rory Cockett. Rory Cockett just telling his fly half there, plenty of time. If you get an opportunity, think back to Johnny Wilkinson. Everything that he did with the drop goal, always key.
Well, there's an opportunity to take that ball on another couple of phases. Officials having a word, a conversation, and a potential high tackle. Pujetta, the inside ball to Butler. It was battled all night long. Cockett playing scrum half, refereeing the game. He's doing the whole lot. Babylon. Lovely angle. Compizou. Really playing more as an extra forward. Tulu. Pickerel and Bismarck Duplessis told to stay out of there. To Moulin with the latest tackle. With the big jetters right in front of the sticks there with plenty of time. Compizou. Roudrago, the only survivor of the 2011 final for Montpellier. Chit. Caught by Ruben Pienaar. Penalty coming to Castres. Cheguet not committing the numbers to the breakdown now as David Smith tries to find a way through in a more subtle way. Rudy Pigetta.
They won't mind this, Castres. They've got the advantage. Again, it's bringing the clock down as well on the yellow card.
The clock becoming more and more of a friend of theirs. Yannick Duplessis. Slowing that ball down, David Smith. He's given so much to Castres. Over the years, he's stopped short. And back for the penalty, and again, he's pushing and shoving. Castres won't mind that. It's Montpellier who need to get on with the game. But you take the 3 points here.
There's only one decision here for Castres to go for goal. Take it out to a 2-score game still as you come into this final quarter. Bit of advice though for Kevin Furman there, the Castres hooker, replacement hooker. If you're going to start on someone, probably don't start on Paul Willemsen, biggest bloke on the field. But you're right, Castres really enjoying this physical battle. Just getting underneath the skin of this Montpellier team. And they've played this last 5 minutes, or 4 or so minutes since the yellow card, since the penalty try, ever so well. Got the turnover on Pickerel. Went for a drop goal that missed, but then just controlled possession. Got themselves back into the 22. Just eked out the clock with the advantage. Didn't force a kick. Just looking for the miracle kick for a try or something. Again, it's just that game management, which when you look on paper between the two sets of halfbacks, you've got the composure normally of Ruben Pienaar and Aaron Cruden from Montpellier against the fieriness of Rory Cockett and Oda Pigetta. But it seems to be the other way around at the minute. All the control coming from Cockett and Oda Pigetta. And this should make it a 2-score game for Castres.
It's 138 caps against 21, a halfback. 2 World Cup win against 2 halfbacks who haven't won the World Cup. Only 2 players smiling at the moment to make it a 2-score game again. Ude Pigetta was never going to miss from there. 22-30.
Pénalité réussie pour le Castres Olympique par Benjamin Ourda-Pilleta.
David Smith looked in a bit of pain there, didn't he?
Montpellier 13, Castres 22.
Seen a couple of changes come in now. Alex Tulu making way.
Yeah, some fresh legs. Compizou.
He's been immense, hasn't he?
Unbelievable.
An immense moustache as well.
Easy rider. Eat your heart out. Bardi's come on. Kubriashvili for Montpellier. Bardi, man on the floor, real groundhog. Can give the penalties away though. Yannick Duplessis, the Dockers, made way for Kubriashvili. He's played in a couple of top 14 finals. No one with Stade Francais.
Yeah, nice bit of control there from Pienaar, just trying to put a bit of pressure on this Castres line out. A number of changes have been made. Just puts those combinations under a bit of pressure. See President Macron there, left of your screen, next to Paul Goza, little and large.
Derrière les pieds, derrière les pieds.
Fainouna on as well. For Castres along with Vaipulu. $22 points to 13 in the regular season. At Castres, 22-17 it was to Montpellier. At Montpellier, 40 points to 24.
You just talk about little snapshots in the game and just go back to that first half. Montpellier had a line out in a similar position to what Castres had then. Slapped it back. Castres go through the phases, score a try. Castres controlled their lovely clearance kick from Rory Cockett. Now Montpellier getting their driving game going as well.
Something that not seen the entirety of this game. The break round the right hand side was in a seatbelt tackle on Bardi.
Yeah, it's a little knock on coming there. Spills out the side. Was it a knock on? Bismarck Duplessis was in control of the ball. It spilled out the side of the maul and Bardi picks up. Again, it's another error from Montpellier. Castres looks to get this ball in and out the scrub. Just pump it long. Say to Montpellier, play at your own 22, guys. 16 minutes to try and find 2 scores. It's now a pressure game, isn't it?
Christophe Sampson comes on, involved in those finals. Winning final in 2013 for Castres. Antoine Tichet received some treatment. Involved in 2014 as well. Couple of finals for Toulon before that as well, so he's been in this pressure cooker situation before. And Montpellier do have the players to do it.
Oh, that shadow of doubt at the start of this they've got. Mandolo, Cruden, these sort of guys that can create something out of nothing.
Back 15 against 50. Immelman. Young man in the academy at Montpellier, highly rated. His first taste of a top 14 final. Can he influence the outcome? Pienaar has just not gone that far. Dumoulin did really well to come onto that ball and then strains right up and Cockett gets smashed. But he's on the floor. Got to go for 3, haven't they?
Yeah, you certainly do. Straight in front of the sticks here.
Il est au sol, il joue le ballon.
Just hear the referee there saying Rory Cockett came in off his feet onto the floor, played the ball on the floor. He felt he won the ball, but when he'd lost his feet, you've then got to release. He'd lost his feet, still had control of the ball and placed it back on Castres' side. And the frustration of Ruan Pienaar and the Montpellier team, they've been saying this has been happening all day, but just seeing Dumoulin get a bit of treatment on the back. Decent carry then to get on the front foot. Arcing run back on the inside as well.
He had to come onto that ball to avoid the tackle of Thomas Piao and then straighten up really well before Christophe Sampson got hold of him.
Yeah, he just saw clearly there Rory Cockett on the deck. playing the ball. It's a stern look from Vern.
Is it ever anything else?
I'm sure it'll get sterner in pre-season if this game finishes the way it is at the minute. Huge kick here though for Ruben Pinart. Just go back to that kick in the first half. The penalty, it went through, but it still slid off to the right hand side. Is that going to play on his mind? He might have hit his experience, I doubt it.
So much noise, so much pressure. Huge kick, and another huge moment in this top 14 final. Pinart snatched at it. Snatched at it.
Well, there you go. There's two that he's hooked left. Maybe it was playing on his mind, that last one that did go through the middle, but started to fade off towards the right-hand side. For a player of his quality, for a player that's kicked at 81%, and we gave him the big up, didn't we, in that first half, kicking his last 17 kicks at goal coming into this game.
On peut pas le jouer. Au sol.
Well, he plays it well, doesn't he, Cockett? But as you say, Ruben Pinart kicking superbly well. 7 from 7 in the semi-final, and the 10 before that as well. Tonight, 1 from 3.
12 bleus. 12. Protocole commotion.
A bit of skullduggery there from Rory Cockett and Budapest just trying to run the clock down a bit more. Seeing Dumoulin going off for HIA. On comes Joe Tamani. Rumours of him signing for Leinster next season. He could certainly add a spark into that centre channel. It's his own teammate, isn't it? Just elbows him on the top of the head.
Remains a 9-point game. For me, that's a penalty. Blocking on the attempted catcher. Montpellier come away with it. Assistant referee O'Donnell on this side was talking to referee Garces. Pinart. Pick him up. Happy for play to continue. Cruder. Just didn't have too many options outside him. Did well by himself. Loyata. Physical since he's come on. Fran Stay in that squad for the England Test, along with Bismarck Duplessis. Villy Leroux, all recall from European rugby. Immelman. Cruder chipping it through for Dumoulin. Castres will at least have the line out.
There you go, great to see Sternburn coming down to the touchline. Just see the pressure, he's trying to talk to his troops on the side. It's normally Alex King and Nathan Hines. He knows the severity of this now. A little bit of one-out rugby, which normally in the top 14 has worked for them, the power game, but this Castres team have come barred up, ready to defend. They've been physical, they've been abrasive in and around the breakdown. Aaron Cruden asking for more off his players, more options.
Bayal, another man born and bred in Castres, in the rugby town. Montpellier, his night's work is done. Will it be a winning night's work? Will be if decisions like that continue.
Yeah, Montpellier just coming at the side of the maul there. Rory Cockett just talking to his replacement hooker, Kevin Furman. Take your time, stay down. He's been everywhere, Rory Cockett, hasn't he? He's competing at the breakdown in the referee's ear. Playing scrum half, playing flanker, playing any position you want him to. There he is again, trying to speak to Jerome Garces. That's the difference, though, the energy that he's bringing to his team against this Montpellier team. Just looking around, trying to find someone to bring a spark, trying to find someone to create something. And as a team, you don't want to be looking around. You don't want to be that team that's looking for a spark from someone. You need your big game players to step up, and right now those Montpellier big game players, the big names, haven't.
Another factor standing up in all of this is the Castres fans, which were cited by Urios after the semi-final victory over Racing. Huge support. You go there and watch training, there are hundreds of people turning up to watch Castres train. They love their rugby, they love their rugby players.
Again, another choice here for Montpellier. Ruben Pienaar won't be looking at this thinking, I want to take it. They're going to the corner. You've got someone like Aaron Cruden in your team. You've got Frans Steyn as well. Still thinking you've got to take the three. Bring it back to a one-score game.
Because it's taken them time to score that 7 points. They have to do it, they have to do it quickly. They understand in the last 10 minutes. Castres flags are the only flags waving in Paris. Steve Mappion for Jelosh. Got to stay away from that touchline. Boots are over that touchline now. Where's the ball though? It's been driven out again. Flag is up. Line out Castres.
And that's exactly what you got to take the 3 points. Someone's got to step up there and bring it down, or back to a one-score game, because a couple of minutes go by, you don't score from the line out. Castres get possession now, they'll eke out another minute, then they'll clear their lines again. You're back to 40-50 metres from the try line. Big decisions not being made by big players. That man Rory Cockett, now he's talking to his 10, he's talking to Uda Pagetta. It's been a performance unrecognisable from the Montpellier team all season. Look like they're lacking in confidence, lacking in leaders. And with all their rugby IQ out there, got to question some of those players, some of those coaches, as to what they've done to get to this final, why they've underachieved in tonight's game.
Perhaps you look at the barrage in the semi-finals, just how hard it was for Castres. They came into this battle hardened. Cockett clears.
And it's as we were, back to that line out where they got the penalty. A couple more minutes have gone on the clock. Christophe Urios patrolling the touchline. Here's the line out drive. Castres team, Steve Maffey, look how hard he's working there, just trying to usher them into touch. That could have been a penalty though against, I think it was Babio tried to collapse it. And as we've seen all day, Rory Cockett clapping in the faces of those Montpellier players.
And Dolo looks tentative. Pienaar staying, gets man and ball. Fael, good tackle from him. Fitchin on from Neriashvili to Marnie. Working hard. Plenty of huff and puff from Montpellier. Cruden inside. Immelman. Knock on. Just going to say, it was a moment for Montpellier. to get some points. They haven't done that, and it's a Castres scrum.
It is, and it's all about that Castres defence again, working ridiculously hard for each other. Just look at the structure of Montpellier in attack. There's no depth to their attack, there's no options for Cruden. It's a lot of one-out rugby. Seems to be a lot of players going off on their own, trying to force the issue, trying to carry big, run over someone. You need to try and stick to your attacking principles, your processes. They've got no width in their attack. Bottom line is, this is what today's been about. Some missed kicks there. He'll celebrate that. Look at Rory Cockett there, celebrating absolutely everything. Ruben Pienaar, one of the nicest blokes in rugby. Had the pleasure of playing with him for the Sharks. Absolute gentleman. Wouldn't wish missed kicks on anyone, but when they're as decent a person as Ruben Pienaar is, you want them all to go over.
Cockett goes on. Huge part of this potential victory. It's been huge to come hard with his hands, his feet, his mouth, the whole lot. By Poulin. Dumora. Barlow. Here come Castres again. They break out. They've been under the pump, and suddenly from the shade there's light. From it, Compizu. Is this their moment? Radosovic, Capo Ortega. Even Garces has gone down. Tries to get back to his feet, the referee. Castres trying to score, and they have. That's it now. That is the moment. The Castres become champions once more. Wow. It's been a lot about their defence, but now their attack has come to the fore. It's a brilliant breakout from the scrum, but eventually it's Steve Maffey forces his way over from a yard out. They've come with line speed in defence of Castres, but they've also had a couple of opportunities in attack, taken them both, kicked their goals. They have been absolutely outstanding, coming into this game as massive underdogs. No one outside of Castres would have probably given them a chance, but they've had that ability to control the game, to force errors upon Montpellier, and when they've got the opportunity, they've taken them. Boy, have they taken them with both hands. The accuracy, the precision, the detail of Montpellier in the semi-final has been mirrored by Castres in the final, in everything that they have done, especially defensively. But when they have had their opportunities, they have taken every single one. Huge roar from the crowd. Great shot as Butler went down that touchline.
Well, that was the break, wasn't it, from the scrum? Brilliant pickup from the base from Vaipulu. Made yards, went through the hands. Then they see the edge of the attack. Montpellier's defensive really tightened up. They found the edge, and I couldn't finish it at that point because it was Kevin Furman, the hooker. But again, they just controlled possession. Steve Maffey gets over the line.
Urios brought Ioner up to the top 14. Now has coached Castres to a top 14 final win, and what a win.
Yeah, it certainly is, and what I love about Steve Maffey, he's rocking the gloves. When I say gloves, he's rocking one glove. Always wears one glove on his right hand. So glad they're still in fashion in rugby and they're winning championships. It's been a brilliant performance from Castres against all odds. The control of their halfbacks, their defensive line speed, just forced error upon error from Montpellier. Some big questions are going to be asked of Montpellier, their budget, Vern Cotter. A lot of the big time players haven't turned up tonight. And that's what they'll remember over the summer, the heartache, the pain. I've been there myself, losing finals when you're expected to win that pre-season. Becomes even longer.
Led 21 of the 26 rounds, of course, Montpellier. But since these playoff structures began in 2009-2010 season, only 3 of the number 1 seeds have ended up champions. Montpellier now adding to that statistic. Compiso, brilliant. Has been all night. Babylon just waits. Vaipula, Vanunu, Babylon inside for Smith. Kamani's hand was in there. Wanted another try, didn't they, Castres? They want more. And now Christophorius can afford a smile.
19 blue, full of foul.
What a job he has done. They have squeezed every single ounce out of this squad. They have timed their run to perfection. And they have ripped up the former.
Pas directement avant, hein.
That is it. Against all the odds, Castres have pulled off the near impossible. And they are the top 14 champions of 2018. Not only a win, but a huge win over such heavy favourites. A brilliant performance from one of the little boys of French rugby against one of the big boys.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing to see. The 11th biggest budget in the top 14 winning the Bouclier de Brennus. Look at what it means to Capo Ortega. Tears coming down his eyes. He is Mr. Castres. This is a small club with a massive heart, and they've shown it tonight in defence. At every breakdown, competing for everything, forcing errors upon this star-studded Montpellier team. It's a triumph for heart and effort, and a smaller budget over the Galacticos of Montpellier. You can see the pain. Louis Picamol there, devastated with his team's performance, but what a night, what a result. And from minute 1, Castres were deserved winners all the way through to the end.
They dispatched their nearest neighbours, Toulon, in the barrage. Then it was another big boy, Racing, in Lyon in the semi-final. And then the team this season have led the way all season in terms of try scores, in terms of results. 12 points ahead of them they ended the regular season, Montpellier, but it is Castres who just had that heart, that spirit, that desire from the first minute to the 80th minute tonight.
Yeah, they certainly did, and a lot of players tried to force the issue for Montpellier.